Hi, everyone. This is Erika and Will, and we are going over the process of using live stream Google Calendar events to invite observers to watch events in a live way as they're happening without having the participant feel like they're being interviewed by the Brady Bunch.
So, Erika, can you kind of walk me through your process? I'm curious how you set that up so that participants can be in a call with you, but then not feel like you mentioned, that the Brady Bunch is also watching them.
Yes. So some of the details that we'll go over are outlined in this document, but let me walk you through it. So here I have a calendar event set up, which would be a practice research session. And then what I'm going to do is to go into the event. I'm going to add video conferencing with Google Meet and add a live stream event. And then it's kind of important to know that you can also make it a Zoom meeting. So those two things can happen in concert. And so to the participant, you send the Zoom meeting and just to make sure they don't get confused in the notes for the meeting. And when you send out the reminders, you say, please join us on the Zoom link and then send the link. Anyway, so then you make this change Google Meet and you save it. And then when you open that up again, you have this option of create view only event. And then you save that. And then that gives you these two twin events. And you can then go into that live event and add people to the event so that they get that calendar event there. But you can also just copy and paste the live stream link and share that with people who might want to observe, like in Slack or other places.
Gotcha. So that original one that you created, I think, yeah, the original invite would just be sent to the participant. That's correct. Okay.
Yeah, and then as you run the session, you then let's see. As you run the session, you join in the user version, and you join with Google Meet. Join now, and then it will. Yeah, so up here it says the organizer says that there's a live stream. So then you start the stream. Announce that to the participant. I just say that we have friends who might want to watch, and they'll do this in a way that doesn't interfere with our session. Yeah, so then you can see as soon as it starts, you'll see up here that the session is streaming for others to view. And then eventually it will show how many people are attending on the live stream.
Okay.
And then to make sure that, so then the people in the live stream, what they can see as soon as it starts going would just be they'll just see me in the screen, which is not what they probably care about. There we go. Now we're live. So what you want to do is share a screen that has what I do. Oh no. So you have to set permissions. But what I will do is share a version of this intro deck. So I have a couple of monitors, so I'll share the monitor with my intro deck that the participant can see. And then sometimes that view will also have, I can pull the Zoom camera in there so that they can also see kind of our faces as we go through the deck in the session.
So you just have to remember to essentially do things twice, like share screens in both applications and those sort of things.
Yep. And then what I do is I'll just have like when I started doing this, I have just like a checklist for each session start, like on a post-it on my, on my monitor. And it's just like start the Zoom recording. And then on the Zoom recording, I'll just share like this slide. So when they join, it like says what the session is and what they're doing. But I'll turn my video off and my microphone and then get everything else set up and then kind of join the Zoom session with the live stream going.
In terms of that document that you shared earlier, is that something where you'd be able to add that checklist of items? Because that might be pretty useful for people that
Yep.
that do this.
Smart. Yes, that's a great idea. We'll do that. Cool.
And I know that you recently started doing this and sharing out the links in Slack. Have you gotten any feedback so far from observers?
I think it will be like a bit of a cultural change. So I have not seen anyone on the live stream because you can watch it. So I've not seen anyone on the live stream. I think if we can generate enough interest, then we can kind of maybe see if people will do that. I think as I partner with more PMs and start running sessions like with them, it's a way that they can come in and attend in a lower maintenance way for them too, because then they can just be slacking follow-ups instead of like having to be on point and verbally say those things. I can then kind of incorporate them into the script. And so this is our UXR Ops session feedback channel that we're trying out. And here you can see I have like information about the participant, when it's happening, a link to the live stream, and then if people were kind of following up, they would post questions here for each of the sessions. And they can do that post after the fact too. So I have a link to a private folder with this just for the engineers that don't have access to Dovetail. So this is kind of a way to have an informal sync but async way of just asking questions about each session as they unfold. But but I think we have to get people excited. Like in one of my past lives, I had a PM who would like live blog sessions. So then even if people couldn't really literally be watching the live stream, they would kind of have this sense of what was happening. And then kind of within the first 10 minutes, we would have 30 people on there because the PM would be so creative in narrating the process. But
Well, awesome. Thank you for showing this process, and I'm really excited to start integrating it into my own sessions. Was there anything else that you wanted to share about your process or what you've learned by doing this, Erika?
I think the biggest gotcha is making sure you just turn off the live stream. So maybe I should have a section in the document that's like a closing the session down, because we all close the Zoom, but then the live stream can kind of keep going. So
Okay.
I'll make a checklist for that.
That's a good thing to stop the live stream, that's for sure. Well, thanks again, Erika, for chatting with me today.